Hey, Brian, let's go down to Cherno.
Oh, you're going downtown?
Yeah, I think so. I think the server's recovered, or they've stopped.
Yeah, alright.
That's the spirit, Dean.
Yeah, I was hoping you were going to walk down there, so...
Well, I want to show the plane crash off. I mean, look, I don't feel so bad us showing off a lot of this stuff, because it's still going to be fun for people to explore it anyway, I think. Do you know the way, Brian?
It is going to be so trolly coming
through
this
this
area.
take us there.
Oh, there's going to be so many snipers in these apartment buildings.
Yep.
People are going to start taking over their own floors and having their own little camping areas.
That's why I just think teamwork...
It's gonna be epic.
It won't be that necessarily everybody's nice. It's not going to be like a Canada server or anything, but... you know, people are...
Cannon's like, oh, hell no.
They're gonna team up. There's an incentive to team up, but not necessarily to cooperate with everyone.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Well, you just wait until there's more Canadians in there, because you're going to be quite surprised with our decisions and our actions.
If the New Zealanders and Canadians were only played DayZ, it would be wonderful. It would just be a lovely...
It'd be a lovely society.
They normally just share their beans and cola with me.
Yep.
They just share.
What about maple syrup? Oh my god, put
Canadian
maple syrup in
ketchup?
the game!
Canadian ketchup.
Oh. Wow.
In the game?
In real life.
No, sorry, in real life.
I'm sorry, that was not fair.
Everyone else is disappointed, but you're happy with that.
So we've been working solid for like, I don't know, 3 days or something, and after this we're just going to play a hell of a lot of games. I don't know whether what you guys are playing, but...
I think Shannon stumbled across something rather important. I mean, we probably couldn't afford the Red Bull license for an energy drink in the game, but maybe just canned maple syrup will do the trick.
It's pretty good. As long as you drink water with it, you could drink a bottle of maple syrup.
Oh, hell yeah.
Not so bad.
I might not be Canadian, but I am from the Pacific Northwest. I do enjoy good maple syrup.
But Shannon will end up getting like an IV bag and then trying to put the maple syrup in it. And going, why is there no creation option here? I want that one straight into my veins.
Hey, hold up, Brian. So, see how we came from one area? There's another whole area like that over in that direction.
And I think there's actually another one.
Yeah, there is. There's 3 of them.
In between Prague and Cherno, right on the other side of the highway that runs north out of Cherno.
It was just massive now. That's so cool.
I don't know. There's some bug at the moment with the zombies. I reckon it's blimmin' Andra. I reckon his zombie changes.
Yeah, it might be.
Wasn't there more zombies in here before? This is more like
Yeah.
the road than zombies.
Yeah, there was like, if I remember correctly, 400 potential zombie spawn locations in Chernogorsk.
So I know you've talked about item and loot spawns and stuff like that a little bit ago, and I know there's a lot of M4s and military weapons in this build you're currently playing on. But when the game does come out and military weapons are found in military areas, residential items in residential areas, medical stuff in hospitals, etc., is there still going to be rare opportunities where you do find that M4 maybe in the hospital or in a house, or blood bags in an industrial building somewhere in a city or something like that? Or maybe out in the
Yes,
country?
so we do have that sort of rare nature. It's something that's going to be changing a great deal, like a lot. As we balance. So basically what the designers have done is they've gone through and placed these little spawn points at all these buildings all through the world. Brian, we should see if there's a fire axe in the fire station. And now they're going through and they're adding some specialized stuff. So I don't know whether we're going to get it all done in time for the alpha, for it to be properly done. But there's, yeah, it's definitely going to be awesome. Okay, so there's the famous Cherno Hotel. Respite with damage.
Oh, wow, this is so good.
That is awesome. Holy crap.
Some clothes and some tools.
Is the fire station / police station still going to be military grade loot?
No.
Or
It's all like its own kind of custom stuff.
okay, so it'll be. Is it from the horse's mouth? Is it a fire station or a police station?
It's fire
What do you call
station. This actually exists.
Yeah, if you look, it's one of the few Easter eggs I've actually put out there. Is if you look at some of my tweets, they have a geolocation on them when I tweet DayZ Daily stuff. When you click on the geolocation, even though it says Germany, it's just Google's issue. And look at Street View.
Dude, we got company.
Turn around, and you will face this structure in real life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy looking.
No way.
God
And the
damn,
actual
stupid
the
mouse.
airfield. I went to when I was in the Air Force. I went to Bulgaria to do some work, and the below the airfield, some of the buildings and stuff are so similar to how it actually looked over there. It's creepy how similar it is.
Dean, we have some. Oh, you have rocket aviators.
Was that your mouse again?
This is the Hunter Pants. So awesome.
Show your clothes
So you can
off.
get-
Show that outfit out, girl.
Ah, I'm working it. I am
You are
working
What
it.
is going on in
gorgeous.
here? There's
There's
a
that.
bipod at the top of the fire station tower.
A bipod, I've got one.
Oh, okay.
The fuck is that? Handcuff. Oh, whoop. Bleep, beep. Beep.
Beep.
Oh, yeah.
Blitnack.
Did you find an FNX optic?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you lucky son of a bitch.
Oh,
Like you can tell what
yeah.
optic he got by this laugh. That's impressive.
That's the pistol optic laugh.
Oh, that is so sick. Oh my lord.
Oh, yeah. Ah!
Oh, that is so cool.
I don't have any
I
ammo.
love this game right now.
Coming down.
Ah! No!
Pistol optics. That is the best thing I've seen. It makes me so happy.
That is sick.
I thought you had no ammo, Dean.
Oh, I had no ammo for the pistol. God damn it. Stop getting involved, Dad. You're not my mom, Dad.
Do the zombies still have loot on them when they die?
No, not at the moment. It was too much of a lag issue. Oh, what the hell. Oh, at least I didn't break my legs. I was getting excited. I found that freaking optic. Love that optic. Yeah, no, a lot of lag problems. So we have to deal with stuff carefully. What the hell?
Oh yeah, I see. When you went up the stairs there, you can still do the old bug where you can mouse wheel down through the wall and get on the outside by clicking on the ladder.
Yeah, we want to redo how all that stuff works, but it's going to take time.
So here's a question. At release, when the game's completely good to go, 100% good to go, what do you envision for the zombie count in a city like Cherno or Electro? Whenever there's, like, let's say, several players in the city.
I think you any more than 200, and it just kills performance way too much for zombies. But what we're probably going to do is spawn them from outside and have them wander in. That's, I think, the
That's
achievable
good,
thing.
yeah.
Who knows? Like, if we, it just depends. Like, we've got to balance so many different parts of the bubble and stuff like that. You get a lot of desync. Desync's not so bad now because of the bubble. So you don't get desync from other stuff.
So you're only synced with other people inside each other's bubble radius, is that right?
Well, you're only synced within your bubble radius. But it means that if you're flying around at the moment... okay, yeah, there's zombies. Brian! Brian!
Wow. They all just stood there in a line, like, come at me, bro. Oh god, they look so smooth when they drop.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
It's going to be even better when we get the ragdoll. You got that one, Brian? Brian, behind us! I think.
Wow, that looks so cool.
Wait, what the hell? I don't know, I'm freaking out. I'm buzzing out,
You
man.
are freaking out, man.
I'm freaking out, Jerry! Yeah. Sorry, I don't know. You might have asked questions and I didn't reply to them.
Just forget the questions, this just looks incredible.
Yeah, it's just fun to watch.
Yeah, exactly, I could just sit and watch this.
Oh,
all
I
day.
can't wait to see the streams, and I can't wait to see what modders do as well. Like, because you don't really get to see a lot of the architecture changes, and that's the, we spend so long doing the architecture changes, it's going to take us a long time to do the content stuff. But once we bring out the supportive modding, if we can do it in such a way that's a bit more structured than what we did previously, I think the results are going to be just superb.
Holy crap, this looks cool. The hotel looks great. Wow.
I totally agree with
Plane.
what's...
Oh my lord.
I know, that looks absolutely incredible. What you said is so true, so man. People like us that have played it for so long, you get to the point that you kind of experience pretty much every scenario that can ever happen, and it gets to the point that it's just like, shoot everyone, whatever.
Right.
And this is going to add so much depth that's going to take us back from this current era of Call of Duty style mods for DayZ, where you spawn and you're parachuting from the sky and you've got assault rifles already and everyone's got a ghillie suit and a sniper rifle, like that kind of COD mentality. And it's going to bring you back to the point that you're genuinely kind of intimidated everywhere you go, and everything's so new that you're almost going to be pressured into having to think the scenario through. Should I shoot this guy? Should I talk to them? I think it's going to be classic DayZ from the the classic era when we all used to play it for the first time all over again, but amplified tenfold.
And
Yeah.
I think when sickness becomes part of it, that's when things will get really interesting. Because you'll need to decide, am I going to take what I need, or am I going to try and work with someone?
Right.
There's just so many new variables to it.
And just seeing the depth of the game, it makes me want to, like Stacker just said, stop kind of killing everybody, and it makes me want to kind of be a hero. It makes me want to kind of take those handcuffs and arrest bandits instead of just shooting them. I want to see what happens when I try to arrest someone, or when I try to kind of have fun with the roleplay aspect and not just Call of Duty. It just, the interest is there now. It's really cool.
What we haven't
I'm
shown
excited
is how satisfying it is to actually melee kill the zombies. I find that pretty good. This is the first time I've actually found an M4 in a proper mission and actually been able to run around with it.
Will there be brass knuckles? You were punching zombies earlier.
Oh, actually,
I
blimey,
don't
heck,
see
that's
why
a good
not,
idea.
Actually.
That's
That
a
would be
really
pretty
good
easy
idea.
one.
God damn it, I keep saying we shouldn't have magazines appearing, and I thought we fixed this. I guess we haven't re-binarized the loot, so it's understandable, I guess. Okay, well this went on a little bit longer than I was expecting. We should play some games now, man.
Yeah. I'm down.
Some games going. Oh, the zombies run on the docks as well.
Yeah. Which startled the hell out of me. Well, I'll just go over here and the zombie goes straight for me. What is going on?
Everyone's favourite.
You can
safety
go.
net.
You can go in the hotel and actually climb up.
No. It was that or do the new buildings. And the problem is we couldn't replicate lots of the hotels around. It would look stupid. But it's on my list of things I want to do. We just need to hire more artists. Because this needs to be redone. But also we're getting to the problem. There's a lot of polygons and a lot of texture used with the plane. So yeah, it's all a big balancing act. If we can improve, if we can optimize the way DayZ is using the GPU, then we can do a bit more. And we also need to improve the occlusion culling as well.
I love the plane in the building. That's
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
cool. Oh, man.
Are there more things out there, like classic places in Cherno that people are used to seeing that are going to be completely different, like the red barn in Starry smashed down, or at the airfield there's like a crash chopper in the middle of it or something? Are there going to be more kind of cool?
I mean,
Sorry.
Not the answer I was looking for, to be honest. If you could
I
elaborate.
almost had because my optics on my ACOG are broken. So I saw a form. I thought it was a zombie coming at me. It was actually me.
sorry, I missed that question because Brian was shooting at me. Wow, I've
Actually,
actually seen this
so,
building.
What you were saying, Chris, something I'd like to add on to that that I noticed rather early when I was starting to explore some of the areas that I've put in. The way movement works now, being able to jump rather than fall or do like the Shack Tack bunny hop or something, it actually allows, because of how many buildings are enterable and how the certain things are laid out, it allows for a certain amount of, I hate to use this term, but DayZ parkour, where
Wow.
that encampment I was telling you about south of Pavlovo, the way they had laid it out, I discovered rather rapidly that traditionally you go into a hospital, you think there's maybe maybe there's 2 ways out, right? Front door, and then well, maybe 3 if you count both ladders. 3 ways out of the hospital. But now, because of the fact that you can jump off things onto roofs from other roofs and such, I was able actually to go up because I couldn't get in front of the hospital because there was players there. And I was stalking them, so I went over to the tech building, jumped from the roof of the tech building to the roof of the hospital, climbed down to the subroof of the hospital, and then jumped in from the subroof through a window on the 3rd floor into the back of the hospital and snuck up behind them. And I've encountered this kind of stuff like in Zelenogorsk, where essentially she's completely redone Zelenogorsk, and it's more of a naturally connected to the transfer. There's landings and stuff. I was able to jump from a landing that one structure's on to the roof of another and completely bypass like a zombie risk or get to loot that I wouldn't normally be able to. And it added this whole new way of looking at the game horizontally instead of just traditionally vertically.
That makes me so happy to
Yeah,
hear
exactly.
that. That's so awesome.
God,
One
we
of
need to
the-
redo this action system though. Oh, it's a nightmare. Sorry, carry on.
So I was going to say, one of the limiting factors of DayZ is how simplistic a lot of the buildings are. And it's like you run in a house or you run in a hospital or something, and pretty much one person with one gun can lock you down. So adding a more vertical aspect, and if we can like vault between buildings, that's going to add so much more. There's going to be so much more for players to look out for. You know, you might run in a building and then look out the window and think, oh god, that guy's going to be out there because this is the only door I can come out of, and he might be vaulting up onto some ledge somewhere to hit you through another window. So it's going to add a lot more to the combat, and that's very exciting to hear. Here's an interesting question, Dean. In the new engine, the in-game VoIP, is it possible that it could be affected by walls or foliage, so you might be able to hear someone muttering behind a wall, or is it just going to be crystal clear VoIP as long as you're within the...
Yeah, we want to do that. We want to do a whole bunch of sound sampling changing. The first thing I want to do though is get the helmets to change the sample noise, and same with being inside. So once we do that, then we'll be able to look at more advanced stuff, I think.
Please, if you can avoid the lawsuit, please add the Bane mask. So you can just walk up behind someone and be like, hello there.
Oh, I don't know whether they have... I don't know how that works. Yeah, we probably don't have... Who is that? Is that Warner Brother money? Probably don't have Warner Brother money.
That's probably more.
But yeah, that would be interesting actually. I mean, maybe you could even say you had a person handcuffed. You could apply the duct tape item to their face and actually bind them from being able to shout out to their teammates.
Oh, that makes me...
How cool would that be?
Do that, please. That is such a good idea. Oh.
Craig has them.
That's such a good idea. Holy crap.
Yeah. We can do a lot of
Because-
stuff like that.
And then you can like make them tap, like press E, so they can like use their tongue to lick the tape, so that it's.
It would just be kind of interesting, right? Because like you're running along in the forest with your teammate, and then will suddenly go, and you go back and find them, and they're handcuffed, and they're going, and you run up and you like remove
Such
duct
a
tape,
good
and like it's
idea.
behind you, and there's you turn around, there's a guy aiming a gun at you. So many cool things you could do.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Jeez, I wondered who that was, Brian. One on your left.
It was me. I was chasing a zombie.
This place looks pretty picked clean. I think someone's been here before.
I know there's no, obviously there's no vehicles or choppers, but can players still find little events like chopper crashes scattered around? The
Not
map?
yet. Not yet. Yeah. We're like I say, we've just been so busy with this stuff. We want to do some of that sort of stuff, but most of all, I want to make stuff player generated, so players will generate the events essentially, like
Okay.
not deliberately, but they'll crash or they'll do this or that.
Yeah.
That's an interesting point, actually. I feel that the crash choppers added one of the handful of random elements to DayZ, because the map is relatively static, and once you've learnt it, you've learnt it. And there's always, even to this day, that little spike of joy. You played thousands of hours of it,
Yep.
but there's that spike of joy when you see your first crash. Not your first crash.
I think we can. I think we can do that. We can do that, but we need to make sure it's up to the level of quality So, you know, we'd want to do sort of some kind of procedurally deformed crater and all that kind of stuff. If we're going to do it, again, it's like everything else. If we're going to do it, then we do it right.
Right.
I mean, I suppose you could maybe have the server look around and find like a 3,000 meter bubble where there are no players, or where there are players near maybe, and just cause a massive explosion sound at those coordinates and then spawn the chopper in. So
Yeah.
people from all the surrounding villages will hear this massive crash and be like, chopper! And everyone floods towards it.
Yeah.
Things like that would be kind of a really interesting way to put a new twist on the choppers.
Yeah, like eventually one day down the line, people are going to get used to Standalone as well, and those chopper crashes, like Sacro said, those random things that kind of change the tide of what's happening with your character and what items you're finding really do affect it so much. And then all of a sudden, this area in this empty field which was useless before is now a camping spot or something like that. It just
Exactly.
adds
I
so
mean, how
much.
tense is it when you find a chopper site and you approach with your binoculars, you're scanning all the woods, you're scanning the chopper itself to see if the weapons are still there. You're kind of thinking, is someone here waiting? Has someone looted it already? It adds so much, and think how it's a relatively binary thing. You found a loot spawn, but because of the nature of randomness, and you never know how long it's been there and so on, it really adds a lot to the game.
Yeah, I think I think you're right. I think we need to put quite a lot of effort into that kind of stuff. But I think it's a matter of finding the right time that we actually put that stuff
You're
together.
right.
Hey, Brian, there's a blood test kit here. Could you test your blood? We'll see if we're compatible. What was
You
I?
don't
Be
wanna
be
test
positive.
Brian's blood.
Yeah,
You don't
probably
wanna
not.
test that. That's not a good idea.
My tags say be positive. Let's see what
Chloe's been telling me they've been playing blood bag roulette.
Oh my god, is that where you have an infected blood bag with the other ones?
No, they take blood from one person who they don't know the blood's. That's right, eh? But yeah, take the blood from someone they don't know, and then you mix it all up, and then you take one and hope it's your right blood. Otherwise, you get hemophilic shock.
be positive.
You'll be
I
positive.
like the way you say hemophilic shock with such joy.
Yeah. Okay, look, we need to go because we need to play video games. We've only got 2 computers and 3 of us, so
What do you guys
I can
think
go
of
get
it?
my other laptop somewhere around here. Is it? Yeah, I think so. Right. Okay. Are there any more questions?
I think there are lots more questions. If you need to go, you've blown the lid off DayZ Chinaris, which I think is a journo, which I think is a gift in itself.
No one wants to know the release date or anything like that, so I think you're good to go, man.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah.
He's restrained me, you bastard! You bastard!
Can you still run around? You said you can run around.
Yeah, I'm walking around. I'm walking
Go
around
off there,
now.
person.
I'm
No
gonna
way.
end it. I'm gonna end this, man. I'm gonna end it.
Don't do it, Dean. Don't do it.
Oh!
Knocked out.
So now I could respawn here if I wanted.
Oh, in the
Hashtag
kidneys.
Hicks wins Survivor games.
Oh, that is awesome.
Wow. That